Hey guys, what's up? It's Austin, and I'm back with a cool video for you guys today about ARMS. So ARMS is a first-party title released by Nintendo. It came out sometime last week. We'll put the dates and stuff in the video description, but I like it. It's a good game, and so I want to talk about a few of the things that make this game interesting to me, and then I'm going to cut to some gameplay of me and Chris duking it out so I can whoop his butt once again. But as far as this game's concerned, the gameplay is super original. I really like what they did with the gameplay. It's unlike any fighting game I've ever played. The first thing that makes it different is the way you move. It's not just like a side-to-side horizontal plane fighter like Street Fighter, DOA, or any of the SNK Capcom games, anything like that. You can move on all planes, you can move forward and back, side to side, and maneuver in a lot different way than you would in a regular fighting game. And when I was researching this game, I actually looked up to see what the different types of fighting games were so I could compare them to this in that nature or way. But there wasn't really a list or a defined subgenre of fighting games. They kind of listed, like I said before, SNK, Capcom, stuff like that, but I don't really consider that a different genre or subgenre of the fighting games. It's all very similar in gameplay, and that's where this kind of branches off and is a little bit different. One thing about this game that seems kind of strange is I also did a little bit of research and I was going to try to talk about some of the backstory of the characters, or like why they're fighting in this universe, like how this game came to be in that world. So like the lore, and there isn't really any. And I actually read an article online that said Nintendo wants to kind of throw some of that in the future updates, talk about some of the backstory, but they didn't right off, and it kind of makes the game feel a little bit generic, a little bit unbelievable. I know that it's a fantasy fighting game, but it's nice to have something to connect these characters to, so in your head you like have a reason why they're fighting each other. So that's kind of a downfall and backslide to me, but maybe to you guys it's not. So let me know down in the comments what you think about it not having really a backstory at launch. But past that, I really like this game. Like I said before, the gameplay is so much different than any fighting game I've played before. It keeps it really interesting. So we're going to jump into some gameplay, me and Chris. I might talk some more about the game in the gameplay, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'll win. Alright, so it's time to start some of the gameplay. I want to talk about some of the modes that it has. So now we're in, and it looks like you have Grand Prix, which is win 10 fights, become the champ. Versus mode, which is like me fighting Chris. Party match, which looks to be some kind of online gameplay. Ranked match, which of course is online gameplay. It would be playing to earn rank. And then you've got a friends list, and if you scroll down to local, fight against nearby players. So that would be like you using your Switch to fight against another Switch, so like ad hoc mode. So we're going to do a versus match. And Chris keeps hitting B instead of A.
Oh, I do. You're right. I'm really good at that.
That's one thing that's a disadvantage of jumping between consoles as much as me and Chris do, Eleanor. All right, hit A. You hit B again.
Hey.
All right, so anyway, that's one definite downfall of like where we play so many different games on different consoles is the button layout's different on everything, especially when you jump to Nintendo. For some reason they thought it would be smart to put the B button where everybody else puts the A button. So alright, so let's see what we got. You've got team fight. I don't know what V-ball is. Oh, volleyball. Huh. Hoops.
Let's try that in a minute. Oh,
skill shot, and 1 on 100, but it looks like that's not open for us to try. So let's just go up to as fight. Is that one? Yeah, we'll just play regular fight, start off. Like I said before, none of these characters like have a real backstory.
You know what we could do? We can make up the backstory as we're playing. So I'm guessing that Spring Man came from a show like Saved by the Bell, and he was mutated. What do you think?
Sounds good.
It's Zach Morris. Oh, and well, I was going to tell you who she was.
Alright, so this is if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Dr. Ooze from the Power Rangers movie had a love child.
Ah.
Or Ivan Ooze, not Dr. Ooze, sorry. Spring Stadium, Ribbon Ring, Ninja College.
Let's do Ninja College.
All right, so
See if I can remember the controls.
in fight mode, it's kind of like any other fighting game in the aspect, like the whole point is to get the other player out of health. So now we're picking our arms. So it looks like Megaton, Retorture, Phoenix. I'm gonna go Megaton because that sounds cool, and I'm gonna go with Phoenix because that also sounds pretty neat. All right. So, like I said, this is pretty cool how like right now we're fighting on these steps, and it just gives it a level of gameplay that I'm not used to. So, and Chris actually has been playing this game more than I have.
I played it,
but he,
nights.
I guess, didn't pay attention to the controls.
And what do you think about these little obstacles that come up every so often?
I think they're pretty neat.
Oh, toast.
So if you hit both L and R together, it's like a grapple. So for some reason, Chris has his special. It's called a Rush, but he didn't remember how to use it clearly, so it did him no good. And when you punch or throw a punch, you can use your... I knocked him out. But like if you throw a punch, you can use your joystick to curve it, kind of like in Wanted when they're curving the bullets. So that's pretty neat.
And also, too, if you're playing it with the Joy-Con separately, it's a thumbs-up style grip, and you can curve it by twisting your arm. But I had zero luck with that whatsoever.
I've never been a big fan of motion controls in any game, so...
So I'm going with the Tri-Bolt and the Toaster. The Boomerang is... it's kind of neat because at the end of your punch, the Boomerang comes off, but then comes back and attaches, but I like the Tri-Bolt better. And I'm trying to remember what jump is.
I went double Megaton by accident, so you'll have to...
Okay, I got my jump now.
Forgive me for being basic, but... So there is a block feature too, so that's kind of cool. So it looks like the Megatons, they're powerful, but they're slow. So if you'll notice like how slow my punches are. So looks like every one of these different combinations of arms gives you a different strategical advantage, which is something else really cool about this game that's different than other fighting games. Most of the time in other fighting games, all you're doing is picking your character. So maybe
I'm on top of the stairs this time versus last time when you were.
So one thing you'll notice in this, instead of just picking a character, you've got...
Oh, suck.
You have, you got to pick your character, you have to pick an arm on each side. So you've got 3 levels of... I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. You've got 3 different ways to strategize how to beat your opponent, which is pretty neat, instead of just picking a character. So,
Alright, so we've done that. Let's change modes.
Yeah, let's try a different game mode and see what we think.
We'll do team fight? 2-on-2?
We'll skip team fight just because it's going to be the same thing except 2 players. We'll try V-Ball and see what... I'm going to pick a different character though.
Okay, I will too then.
I'm going to pick LSD Trip Nicki Minaj.
I will pick... what's that robot movie way back in the day? It was like the precursor to WALL-E. Oh well.
That looks like Dr. Seuss Chappie is what the robot reminds me of. Alright, so we got LSD Nicki Minaj versus Dr. Seuss Chappie.
Hit the ball before it explodes, it said.
So she doesn't technically have arms. She uses her hair. So I'm a little bit upset by that.
Oh, talk about what you read where they thought about originally making this.
So whenever they first developed this game, they thought about using like first-party Nintendo characters like Mario and Luigi and Link. Wow. So anyway, so they thought about using those characters instead of using these made-up characters that have no backstory, but they decided that it didn't really fit in with what they were trying to do with the arms because it would be hard to explain like why Mario and Luigi and Zelda or Link, excuse me, and everybody from that universe has crazy arms now and are fighting. So instead they opted for no backstory at all. Which
So what's this little dude I've got beside of me here?
That's part of your character. I saw it whenever you were selecting. I don't know his purpose. So this is pretty much what you think. The whole point of the game is for you to...
It's like hot potato.
I mean, it's kind of like volleyball with less rules, and if the ball hits the ground, it blows up. And it looks like the ball also has a timer on it. So, yep, see, it got to the end of the time on the volleyball, and where it hadn't hit the ground, it was on my side, so it blew up. So, it's pretty neat. The controls are kind of hard, though, because instead of just...
Did you feel like the camera was weird?
The camera wasn't as weird to me as the controls. Like, you were hitting it, but it was like your movement isn't really set up to move across the court as fast as it wants you to.
Right.
Like, you can dash with Y. Like, that's the dash button, but it just doesn't seem fluid or natural for me to be dashing around. Like, I feel like you should just be able to move faster in that round.
Let's try hoops.
Okay.
I will be this dude. No.
This dude looks like he has an atomic wedgie. Like, his underwear's all the way up his back and over his head.
Atomic Wedgie Man. So what about Ribbon Girl? Who does she remind you of? Barbie, like a cyborg Barbie.
Yeah. So Atomic Wedgie versus Cyborg Barbie.
Throwing your opponent into the hoop.
So it looks like you're going to have to grapple. Let's see if Chris remembers how to grapple.
Boom!
So I kind of wonder like what kind of skill it actually takes for you to get me in the basket. Like if it's every time you grapple me.
I bet you $1.
Well, that's kind of, I don't know. I feel like they could have done better to add like another level of skill to it. Just throwing me isn't that. So pretty much all you're trying to do is just get a grapple on the other person. That's the whole point of this game mode. There's no real basketball skill involved in it. It's all.
Has it got a timer? I haven't looked up to see.
All right.
Booyah!
So every time you grapple, you make a shot.
What's the point of these drink thingies? Oh crap!
So I knocked him off the wall. So okay, maybe that adds a little extra level of difficulty.
Oh, I missed. So we were wrong.
Well, I still don't understand like what makes you miss that. Like I want to know that. I feel like that should be mentioned. So I'm gonna get the Gatorade bottle. So Chris is probably actually gonna win this level.
I don't know how much time left.
Okay, I blocked. So
boom, shakalaka.
So it looks like it's first to 11, and Chris won. There goes my undefeated streak.
Yes.
Now I know how KD felt whenever he couldn't sweep the Cavs in the finals.
The funny part is I was a girl when I did. Let's see what else we have. Is there one more thing? Skill shot. All right, so I'm picking somebody else. I will be. You know who she reminds me of? Like a hotter version of what's her name from Scooby Doo?
Velma.
Yeah, Velma. This is like this is hot Velma.
And I'm playing with the shake weight Yoohoo can.
I'll tell you after who that reminds me of. Okay, God.
So you didn't like the shake weight Yoohoo can?
That was good. That's why I lost my breath. All right, what does it say? Keep smashing targets, rack up as many points as you can, and never know what the answer was.
So I think that the title of this video is going to be Arms the Shake Weight Yoohoo Can. Oh, okay. So
did you see her?
Okay, so this is neat. Like I'm trying to knock the.
What is that thing you got on the end?
It's like a hammer that also kind of looks like a shake.
It's a two-fisted shake weight you can.
So this is neat because not only are you trying
What
to.
is this like thing this chick's got?
I don't know, but you're trying to knock out the the targets, but it also helps to knock your opponent down instead of
Okay.
just focusing on the target.
I'm not.
Oh wow! Oh, did you see my thing now? Like that arm leveled up, so now it's like also.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the deal is with my arm that it like holds on and shoots a laser.
I don't know. But I'm thoroughly whooping you.
You are, because I just have no idea how to control this chick.
I think. I wonder if when I hit you, does it knock points off of you too? Nope. But I beat you by double your
Double.
score.
Yeah, she's
But
kinda
did you notice that my arm towards the end of that it like leveled up and then it would also
say level up.
yeah. So that's pretty cool. Mechanica. Like that's just such a generic sounding name to me. Mechanica.
It looks like they went to like Sears and Roebuck naming.
Yeah.
For, okay, so I think we've tried every mode now. You want to do one more fight mode?
Let's do one more fight mode and then we'll cut and we'll do our final thoughts. I know the gameplay's running a little bit long, but that's one thing like sometimes I hate about anybody that does YouTube videos is they want to talk about what they thought about the game, but there's no like continuous gameplay. It's like cutting around and it's showing like what's happening later on in the game. I kind of just like to see how the game plays.
I'm Neon Meth Gumby. Neon Meth Gumby, yeah.
Yeah, definitely looks like if Gumby was on meth.
Let's see. And I don't have a choice for what arms I got. Oh,
Or that's what happens when you snort PCP and you like squirt your booger out. All right, so I think Chris already played with the Communist Republic Chappie, but
yes, I did.
I don't remember what I called him last time. It was something Chappie, but all right. So you got Cracker Bub, which looks like
I
a.
like that one.
It says Seeky. I thought it said Skeety.
Let's try this.
All right.
Oh, it's a bowl. We're playing in a big bowl. I'm not a big fan of that.
All right, now I'm gonna whip you.
You are.
Look at like he's got like my dude's got a sidekick.
My guy can't jump at all. Yeah, I'm getting beat. I'm
Come on,
tag
no.
team.
Oh crap. Did you ever play Mortal Kombat when you were a kid or any other fighting game? There's always that one kid down the road that you played that all he would do is like pick you up with a grapple move. That's Chris.
me.
That's Chris.
Ninja stars. Oh shit.
Oh, what's up, dog?
God, I'm getting ready to get pummeled. I should have never picked this guy. He's playing with a damn flower and a squirt gun.
I'm gonna come over here and get this Gatorade and see what happens. Come on.
Apparently,
I feel like you would be at a real advantage to go. Just me. I think that you'd be at an advantage to go straight power moves, or not power moves, straight speed moves instead of power, because when you have those power arms, it feels like it's so easy to dodge their punches because they come so slow. I don't know, but I guess that's all part of the strategy of this. Oh, got him.
got him.
But I do have to say this game is really fun as far as fighting games go. Like Smash Brothers and this are the only two fighting games I've ever really been interested in. I like Mortal Kombat and like some of the Tekken games when I was a kid.
Playing with Lord.
But I never really got that into them. I guess where this is just kind of weird and funky, I like it.
Some of the weapons on some of these guys are like that. What the hell is that? It looks like an impotent penis.
But the graphics on this game
Oh, they're bad.
they're really good.
Bad as in, Michael Jackson bad. Oh, shoot.
I think I found my favorite character now though.
I still haven't figured out the purpose of your dog.
You talking about the thing in front of me?
Yeah.
I don't
Looks
know.
like a dog. And what's this thing hovering over us with the soccer ball? Is it like, I bet if we hit it, yeah, there we go. Blow up. Yes. I have not grappled once since your comment, and here you are grabbing me like I'm a free Slurpee at 7-Eleven.
He says as he grapples me.
Well, you was doing it. I gotta keep up. I'm getting whooped.
I like too how too easy. I like too how like did you notice like I got up like kind of on my dog and I could jump. I don't know. This game just has so many different levels of movement that it separates it so much from other fighting games.
It's going to take some exploration to like figure out what the different characters are, and I hope they add as a DLC new characters along, and I also hope they add as a DLC like what the whole backstory of this thing is, because it would be so much more interesting to know, is he like a cop or like RoboCop from the future?
I think he definitely is. That's why he has a dog. But I agree. I think that as far as like final thoughts about the game, I think that that's a must-have. I think they have to bring some backstory because I want to know what's going on with these people, why they look the way they do, why they're fighting in these arena, and why arms. Why arms? That's the question. But I agree with Chris. What Chris said too about the characters. Pretty much any game now. Think of like anything from Blizzard, Heroes of the Storm. What's the other big first-person shooter from Blizzard right now? Overwatch. All these games are constantly putting out new characters, and I think that that's kind of a formula that is going well for game developers. So I think if Nintendo wants this to be a serious game that people are interested in for a long time, that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, and if they don't put the backstory with it, it just dilutes what the characters
and
do.
Even if they're not adding characters, maybe new arms,
new weapons, or
I think this game could really benefit too from like the skin system they use on some of these games.
Look at the detail. I mean, they're stitching on the gloves, and that looks like a foil ribbon.
Yeah, I do have to say, as far as a Nintendo game goes, especially a first party.
Oh, God, did you see his real name?
Bite and Bark. I can't get over this.
These are the okay.
So, but anyway, we're running a little bit long now. This, like I said in our last video, we kind of want to do more of these Let's Plays, and they'll be a little bit longer. So if you guys aren't interested in us doing this going forward,
watch another channel.
Yeah, watch another channel. No, let us know. But I have a good time playing these Let's Play videos, and I know Chris does too. So we'll see you guys next time. And comments down in the comment section. Like us, subscribe to us, and check out our social media. We've got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whole 9 yards. So
I love it.
So thank you for coming and watching, and we'll see you next time.